Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome. Thank you for coming on this beautiful day and trying to keep it dark and cool in here as best that we can. My name is Mike Herb. I'm one of the co-directors of the group behind me, the Snow Valley Winds, your local community band. We are hopefully going to dazzle and delight you today with our programs of, what did we call it? We called it Folk Festivals and Fanfares, or otherwise known as the random collection of stuff that Dean and I came up with about 4 or 5 months ago. So we're going to start with a symphonic band classic, a festival prelude by Alfred Reed. realized before the concert started, hey, did you make the program? Oh, did you make the program? So we're going to talk you through the program today and give you as much information as we can. So Festival Prelude by Alfred Grieg. Lots of showy good stuff. Obviously a prelude to a festival, so we're doing it a prelude to other stuff. Makes sense, right? All right, I'm going to introduce my co-conductor, Dr. Dean Snavely, who's also on the, what did you do, a transcription line on this next piece? He asked me, hey, can we do this with band? I said, did you write it? And he goes, yep. And I go, yes. So now he has to take all credit for everything that...
To be fair, Edvard Grieg wrote it. This was a piece that it actually has a funny history. I won't tell you all of it, but when I was doing my work at UNLV, one of the things that I had to do was learn to transcribe symphonic orchestral works for band. And so that's one of the things that's built the literature for the wind ensemble over the last many years of its existence, was not only creating original pieces, which actually we're going to do one of the famous ones shortly, but also taking the orchestral literature and moving it into the bands as well. John Philip Sousa was a huge fan of this. And so I found this piece by Edvard Grieg called In Autumn. It was a concert overture, and a really neat piece, and this was my first project I had to do in my transcription class. And this came out really beautifully. He wrote it originally as an orchestral piece, and when he performed it, everybody hated it. He had his first performance, and they all walked out of the concert going, this is a terrible piece of music, and he was dejected, and he went back, and he wrote it for 2 pianos and presented it at the Paris Composers Competition and won first prize, and then reorchestrated it again for symphony orchestra, and it was a big hit. And so this is a middle section of a piece called In Herbst, or In Autumn, and it's not autumn, but we can imagine it'll help bring the temperature of the room down a little bit. So this is Grieg's In Autumn.
Okay, our next piece is along kind of the same lines of the last one. It's an orchestral work that was arranged for wind ensemble or symphonic band. This one by Barbara Buehlman. This is Johannes Brahms' piece, Blessed Are They, from his German Requiem. So it's definitely a different flavor than what you heard on the last two. And it's going to hopefully move you to some places that you might feel like when you go to a funeral, which is what a requiem is, right? It's a piece for a funeral. So, good luck. Okay, so if that was a piece about people leaving, the next one's about people coming in. So entry march to the Boyars. I passed this out, and the first thing someone in the band said, "What are Boyars?" So these are maybe like noble people from Eastern Europe. So this is, you think about nobility coming into the town, and the music is announcing them, and everybody give them their due respect, is what we're doing. So here is entry march of the Boyars. Get your nobility on, I guess, is what we're doing here. Sorry, I forgot. I knew I was going to do it. We are your community concert band. So if you've got that instrument and you're like, man, that looks like it's a ton of fun up there, I would love to get my instrument back out that you haven't played in 5, 6, 10, 20, 30, half a century ago. We'd love to have you. There is no audition process. You just show up and we play and we make music. So if you are curious if you remember how to play, you do. Or at least you will when you get here, right? So if you're looking to having a good time, come join us, snowvalleywinds.org. There's some contact information on there. We have a really, really short summer season where we get together for just a handful of weeks in preparation for, I think this year it's Snoqualmie Days, is that whatever we call it now? Snoqualmie Days in late August, just a real quick set of fun music for the community at that festival, and we'd love to have you. And then when we start again in the fall with a more lengthy rehearsal schedule. But snowvalleywinds.org, or come talk to any of us afterwards at our reception and ask us questions, and we will encourage you, right? Yes, okay. We will encourage you to join and come play with us. Okay, remember. Okay, entry march of the Boyars. Here we go.
Our final piece this afternoon is a four-movement work that's a really important work in the world of the wind band. To us that do this is kind of one of the pinnacle. This is like the Beethoven's Fifth, or one of the Beethoven's Fifth. There's only one. Follow that. Make your own story on that one. For the wind bands. Gustav Holst was an established composer in the orchestral world, in the vocal world, and he had not written for band, and many people hadn't yet. No, we didn't really have any established, big-time, all the way around, world-famous composers writing for this idiom, winds and percussion and no string players. And Holst decided it was time to do this. So this is about 1911. He decided to write two works, two suites for band. The first suite in E flat, and then followed by the second suite in F. It's called Suite for Military Band, and understand at this time, this wasn't military band like marching down the street. This was that our military, the President's own band, the United States Marine Corps, is the oldest concert band in the United States. And this concept of winds and brass was something that Holst really took to and really enjoyed. So he went to the English countryside, gathered up folk songs, and created these four movements for his second suite. His first suite was very well received, and presented this second suite in London in 22, I think, if I remember correctly. This is, again, a four-movement work, so in the world of classical music, we don't applaud between movements. And for the sake of that, Holst decided that he really wanted these to be done pretty close together. So we don't have a large break in between each like we would have in a symphonic, in a symphony. So please enjoy Holst's second suite for military band in F. My old band director said, never let them stop clapping, or never stop them from clapping. That's what it was. Thank you so much for coming. I hope you enjoyed the program this afternoon. I think that a lot of people come because they know that we have a reception afterwards, and there's usually some pretty good cheese treats in there. So I hope that you enjoy the rest of this beautiful day, and look for us at Railroad Days. And if you played, I can't tell you how many people in the 20 years of this band have gone, that I've gone. I recruit everywhere, grocery lines, whatever. If I think they played trombone, I bother them. Oh, I haven't played since 7th grade. Well, good. It's a pretty darn good time to start then. So please feel free to join us. SnowValleyWinds.org is a great place to do that, or ask us, anyone in the band, questions. Other than that, let's all go chow down. Thank you so much.